muscle car world has turned upside down. GM has abandoned its V8s, Dodge has said goodbye to the Hemi, and Ford's legendary GT350 and Shelby GT500 have vanished. But don't panic, muscle car enthusiasts. The new generation has arrived and it is stronger than ever. Let's look at the top 10 muscle vehicles where power has evolved and restrictions have been blasted away. Number 10. Alternative pre-owned choices. It's been painful to see some of the most iconic V8 muscle vehicles depart from the new car market in recent years. In 2025, the Chevy Camaro, Dodge Challenger, and Charger, as well as various Ford S550 Mustang versions such as the GT350, GT350R, and Shelby GT500, will be greatly mourned. But don't worry, if you want that high horsepower experience, the used car market remains a viable choice. Many muscle car enthusiasts are turning to used vehicles to get their taste of raw power. To find out how practical it is to find a like-new muscle car, we went to the Mecum Auctions website and made some surprising discoveries. From low mileage finds to well-maintained unmodified vehicles, there is still hope for those hunting for a piece of muscle car history. Let's break down what we discovered by brand and model to help you find the best pre-owned muscle machine. Whether you want a Camaro, Challenger, or Mustang, there's still plenty of horsepower available if you know where to search. Number 9. 2017 to 2024. Chevrolet Camaro ZL. 650 horsepower Mecum has sold 10 unaltered low-mileage Chevy Camaro ZL1 coupes from the 2017 to 2024. These vehicles were hardly broken in, with less than 20,000 miles on the odometer, and in perfect factory condition. No special editions or convertibles here. It's the type of vehicle you'd expect to find at a reputable Chevrolet dealership, ready to go with no surprises. What is the best part? The average transaction price for these high-powered muscle machines was a tantalizing $59,070. When you consider how much muscle and raw power these ZL1s have, it's difficult for any Chevy enthusiast to pass up the opportunity to own one of these nearly new jewels. Number 8. 2025 Corvette ZR. 1,064 horsepower. Calling the 2025 Corvette ZR one of the most powerful muscle vehicles may seem exaggerated, especially given its exorbitant price. Starting at $150,000 and easily exceeding $200,000 if dealer markups are taken into account, this is a car that only the wealthy may dream of. Despite this, the ZR1 is definitely an ambitious muscle vehicle. The LT7's twin-turbocharged 5.5-liter V8 produces 1,064 horsepower, making it the most powerful car on our list. While it shares a fundamental configuration with the Z06's LT6 engine, the ZR1's powertrain is entirely new, and the engine is only the beginning. Some wild features regarding this car have already got us on the edge of our seats. It has a peak torque of 828 pound-feet at 6,000 revolutions per minute, twin turbos that spin at 1.7 times the speed of sound, and 1,200 pounds of downforce at the highest speed of 215 miles per hour. Not to mention that the exhaust pipes produce 37 pounds of power at full throttle. It's pure muscle in every way, even if only a few will ever get to feel it directly. Number 7. 2025 Mustang GTD, 815 horsepower. The 2025 Mustang GT is a true powerhouse with 815 horsepower, but we're undecided about adding it to the V8 muscle car list. Sure, it meets the criteria, barely, but with a starting price of roughly $300,000, it's not exactly a cheap ride. Furthermore, Ford's invitation-only sales procedure implies that even if you win the Powerball, you may be left out in the cold. However, the GT is a monster with a supercharged 5.2-liter Predator V8, an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, and a suspension setup that rivals the best competition vehicles available. It has the heart of a muscle car, despite the fact that it is priced more like a supercar. For those who are unable to accept the invitation, a second-hand 2020 to 2022 Mustang Shelby GT500 could be a viable alternative. They can be found at Mecum Auctions for roughly $130,000 to $150,000, which is a fair price for a car that is only slightly slower on the track. So, while the GT is a dream car for many, there are other muscle car options available that will provide you with similar excitement without the exclusivity. Number 6. 2025 Cadillac CT5V, Blackwing 682 horsepower. You might be asking why a 4-door Cadillac sedan, the CT5V Blackwing, appears on a list of the most powerful muscle vehicles. Here's the thing, underneath all that opulence, it's essentially the same vehicle as the 2017 to 2024 Camaro ZL1. They have the same Alpha platform chassis, the same supercharged LT4 V8, and the option of a 6-speed manual or 10-speed automatic transmission. While we haven't had the opportunity to test one at Hot Rod, we believe you'll want to learn more about the specifications before these vehicles are no longer available. The Blackwing is slightly heavier than the ZL1, but it compensates with a larger 2.7-liter supercharger against the ZL1's 1.7 liters. This increases the horsepower to 682 horsepower, 32 more than the Camaro's 650 horsepower. If you want a high-powered V8 muscle car from GM, now is your final chance. So why not get one while you can? Number 5. 2025 Corvette Z06 670 horsepower. For roughly double the price of a standard Corvette Stingray, you can own what Motor Trend believes is the best American sports car ever produced. The 2025 Corvette Z06 is a beast, light, quick, and with a grip that feels riveted to the road. But the true magic occurs beneath the hood. The Z06 is powered by a flat plane crank, 5.5-liter LT6 V8 with 670 horsepower and a redline of 8,600 RPM. This engine is a true miracle, and it can only be found in the Z06. However, do not expect to spend only the beginning MSRP of $112,100. The average price at Mecum auctions for low-mileage Z06 is well over $150,000, and there is no shortage of them on the way. This automobile has jaw-dropping stats: 1.10 grams of lateral acceleration, 60 miles per hour in just 99 feet, a scorching 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 2.6 seconds, and a quarter mile in 10.6 seconds at 131 miles per hour. If you want pure raw power, the Z06 has you covered. Number 4. 2025 Dodge Charger 340/440 6-pack, 420/550 HP. Dodge's 2025 Charger 6-pack 340 and 440 are generating a lot of noise despite the fact that specifics are still scant. These new muscle vehicles will be available in 2-door coupe and 4-door sedan configurations, each powered by 2 turbocharged inline-6 engines. The 340 trim produces 420 horsepower, while the 440 trim delivers 550 horsepower. Yes, an inline-6 is now the powerhouse option, leaving V8s in the past for some muscle car enthusiasts. Though performance specifications are yet unknown, early sources indicate that the 6-pack will be 20% stiffer and have a 12 to 15% higher power-to-weight ratio than the existing Charger. Furthermore, all versions of the Charger 6-pack will have full-time all-wheel drive, with a rear drive option for a traditional muscle car experience. Dodge is pushing for a mid-2025 release date, so the 6-pack will arrive sooner than planned. If you're like power and traction, this could be your next ride. Number 3. 2025 Mustang Dark Horse 500 horsepower. The 2025 Mustang Dark Horse is a serious muscle car with 500 horsepower from an updated 5.0-liter V8. With a 0 to 60 timing of just 3.7 seconds, this beast delivers impressive speed right out of the box. But it's not just the power. The new chassis, tires, and brakes add to the excitement. It can stop from 60 miles per hour in 86 feet, a record for any production car evaluated by Motor Trend. The Dark Horse also receives high praise for its beefed-up Tremec 6-speed manual, which is stronger and more enjoyable to drive than the normal GT's transmission. Furthermore, with no lift shifting and rev matching, it's ideal for track aficionados. If you want to push this car to its extremes, get the Dark Horse handling package, which costs an additional $5,495. Number 2. 2025 Corvette Stingray 490 horsepower. The 2025 Corvette Stingray is a game changer, especially if you want power without spending a fortune. With a 6.2-liter V8 producing 490 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, this mid-engine beauty can go from 0 to 60 in just 3 seconds. The styling may be contentious, but the performance is not. Starting at roughly $68,300, it's one of the greatest values in the world of V8 muscle cars. Hot Rod editor John McGann even declared it the best hot rod he'd ever driven, which says a lot about how it compares to classic muscle cars. It has current power, incredible acceleration, and a price tag that is still reasonable for many enthusiasts. If you want a car that combines high performance and affordability, the 2025 Corvette Stingray is a great option. Number 1. 2025 Mustang GT 486 horsepower. The 2025 Mustang GT hits the sweet spot between performance and value in the V8 muscle car market. With a 5.0-liter Coyote V8 producing 486 horsepower, it accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 4 seconds. seats. All this for a starting price of $42,860? That's a remarkable bargain, making it one of the most cheap high-performance vehicles available. Ford's dedication to the Mustang is unequivocal. It's the only remaining American front-engine V8 coupe, and it reminds us why the Mustang is such an iconic muscle vehicle. While other manufacturers have shifted to hybrids or EVs, Ford has preserved the Mustang's reputation without breaking the bank. The Mustang GT is unparalleled in terms of pure, inexpensive V8 power. It's a classic American muscle car that delivers a lot of power without the high price. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates.